Hi, my name is Mariah. As many of you know, that there has been extremism going on in religion lately. Extremism and differences of beliefs. And it's causing wars and bloodshed, the army killing people. More of people with conspiracy theories and going against the government on it. People having so many different opinions and so many different truths and lies about it. And whatever happened to your brothers and sisters of humanity and loving everybody? But this world has gone to fucked shits under the whatever you want to call it, the God of the Jews, Muslims, Christians, whatever is running this earth, whoever it is, whether it's that God or... Anyway, something is going very wrong, and a lot of people will say, oh, it's Satan, to blame it on the devil, because he's the enemy, he's destroying the world, and he's the God of the world. And I've heard many Christians say that and teach that, and they want the world to believe that. I'm not so sure about that. I was raised as a Christian, but now I began thinking for myself and asking questions about the God that I was worshiping, Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever you want to call him. I don't really know exactly what his name is. He has a lot of names based on who knows what. I don't even know the history behind his names. All I know is it's the name Jehovah in the Bible has both a lot of good and a lot of evil in him based on that book. And based on real life, if we link real life to the Bible and link that and add that with our beliefs and begin to start thinking, maybe it's not all the devil's fault, it's in particular God's fault. I mean, what I started thinking in my perspective is, if God created Satan, then how can you call him all good and loving and holy and merciful and perfect if he created a demonic and evil force to steal, kill, and destroy, as the Bible would call it, and the lion of destruction they call Satan? But how can he be the one to steal, kill, and destroy when I read in the Old Testament that the God of Israel, or the God who created the world and everything into being, is the one causing wars and destruction, or egging it on and making it worse, and having Old Testament prophets like Solomon and Samuel and Abraham kill innocent children and babies in the name of God with swords. And then it makes me think and wonder to myself, and a lot of Christians don't like the fact that I'm beginning to think for myself. They think I should go strictly by the Bible and not ask questions and not think logically as a human being and ask myself questions, because for over a year and a half, I have been having so many questions up to my head and ears in it, and it's drowning me in depression, drowning me in sorrow, and having my faith die in the God I've always worshipped and loved. And it's really gotten to the point to where I cannot live my life living like this. I had to stop church, had to stop praying, because I would pray every night and every day to the God of the Bible, hoping that some things would change. Currently, he has not answered any of my prayers, except for one, which was to help my dad quit smoking. That was a good and wonderful one that seemed to work, except he's still smoking, of course. Anyway, other things. But besides the point is, I waited on God to answer my prayers for such a long time, and I just began to wonder. I've given my whole soul and life to Jesus Christ, and yet he does not. I cry and cry, it doesn't matter whether I cry or bow down, does not are willing to answer my prayers, and the same prayers over 5 years that I've prayed for, over 10 years of the same prayers to help my family. I'm not going to get into that, what exactly the prayers were about, but... And then I started questioning more, why did God create Satan? Why did God create hell? Why did he create fire? Why did he create demons if he's such a good God that the Muslims and Jews and Christians so worthily accept as the king? And then Jesus, who in the Bible has never killed anybody based on what the Bible says. Now in history, I don't know, but he's the one that declares love. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your enemy as yourself. These two, humanity is already lost. I still do believe in those two things. You should love your human being, fellow neighbors. You should love, everybody around you, or at least be at peace with them. I do believe in forgiving people. I do believe in letting things go. But it's just gone to the point of me losing my own mental sanity little by little by just trying to figure out and stay with the Bible and stick with it, and that alone is already making me realize how mentally insane Christians and religious people are by following only one religion. It's actually pretty mentally fucking insane. It's mental slavery. It is mental torture, but at the same time I understand, because it does give a lot of good ways to live a moral and clean life. But first of all, there is something definitely going wrong if the God of the Bible is going to have his people kill each other, slaughter each other. Now the Jews are becoming extremist Zionists, and now Muslims are cutting Christian heads off, all in the name of God. And how can the Jews, Zionist Jews, and the radical Muslims worship the same God and yet hate each other's guts and want to be at war fighting each other? And they say that they're trying to serve God or do something for God, based on the Bible or the Quran. But there's deception. There is some deception there. I mean, that's just obvious. If you look at there is definitely deception. And if you guys don't see that, then you guys are twisted up in your faith or beliefs. Me currently, I'm neither for or against God at this point. I am in the point of questioning. I am in the point of trying to understand, trying to figure out what's really going on, and figure out if the Bible is really the whole story, because obviously it is not the whole story. It does not explain everything. It does not give all the answers. It is not all the truth. It is not 100% help, because if it was, I wouldn't be asking all of these questions in the first place. And it's pretty sad that I would have to ask these questions, because God is so readily to condemn somebody based on the Christian faith or Muslim or Jewish faith, so readily to condemn people, and especially those three religions, and the people that are in those three religions are just so intolerant and just so rude and disrespectful towards other faiths and other people who worship a different God, which is not right. Because because I believe in free love. If you want your own religion, you do that in your own free love and harmony. You don't force that upon people and put a sword or a gun to them. And you don't freaking do it under the government. You don't do it under any God. You don't do it under any law. I disagree with that. So there lies the meaning. Is God really good? Is God really good? Can you seriously think about that question? Especially if there's children and babies dying all over the world, being killed of starvation, diseases, and death, rampaging all over the world anyways. And God is supposed to be watching these children to make sure that they're okay. And Jesus says to love and help the poor. But yet God doesn't. God is not doing too well. It's more of the person has to do it, or other people on earth have to help others themselves. Now, where's the Where's the logic of understanding or believing a good God? If this were to be going on, if everything is in human power and in human hands, then where is this good, holy God that I've always worshipped my whole life? So, it is quite disturbing to think that he would create a holy angel named Lucifer, and how he would turn dark and evil all of a suddenly, just because he had pride in himself and just because he wanted a throne and a crown. Logically, that doesn't make sense to kick out part of your creation that you love so much just because he had pride or confidence and he knew he was a beautiful and wonderful angel based on the Bible. Some people believe Lucifer is God. Some people believe that the guy of the Bible is actually a fallen angel or somebody, and they kind of twist it. So, not condemning really any beliefs, but I just am here to say, start questioning your faith, start asking questions, open up your mind, be open-minded, have an open soul, hear other sides of the story, not just one book, but listen around the people around you, listen in on what they have to say, listen to your own soul, your own intuition, your own mind. And the Bible would tell you, oh, don't lean unto your own understanding, but I think that honestly, if you don't lean unto your own understanding, that's mental slavery, and you'll be enslaving yourself in that religion or under that God.